Tim McMahon of ESPN.com is quoting somebody in the Ja Morant camp saying that the media and the league has it out for him. And, again, when you hear that, you're thinking, who's saying that? Is it one person who's truly in the know or whatever? And I would think somebody of Tim McMahon, who covers the league very well, is only giving voice to a true belief in his camp. And I think it's coming out of a 25-game suspension, and a lot of people are like saying, for what? Because he was seen on an Instagram live video on an account run by a friend of his in the driveway, right? A driveway, and he's not driving around. He's sitting in a driveway, and he's got a handgun in his hand. And it turned out, apparently, according to Morant's own social media sites, a lighter in the form of a gun. He pointed the gun on a candle and lit a candle with it. It's a lighter. And all I'm going to say is this, is he is so incredibly talented, and I am so rooting for him to come back into the league and just put this all behind him, and this will just be a footnote into a Hall of Fame career for him. And he winds up in Springfield, Massachusetts one day, and the Memphis Grizzlies are champions of the world, and he brings a championship to that wonderful city where, St. Jude Children's Research Hospital is located, and he lights it up, and he comes back, and he's incredibly successful. That is my front load to say this sounds like yet another instance of not understanding the responsibility and not understanding the consequences, which I believe 25 games, when I heard that, I thought that was good for him. I thought he's lucky. I thought it was going to come back half the season. I thought it might be full. Because for him to be seen on this video after the previous instance of what happened in the nightclub in Colorado and everything that came out of that and his statements on, camera to Jalen Rose on ESPN and apparently what he said to the commissioner behind the scenes, for him then to be seen on the video on the Instagram site of his friend, who is, according to all reports, the individual who was involved in an incident involving the Indiana Pacers that caused this guy to be banned from Memphis Grizzlies home games, that he was seen on this gentleman's Instagram live feed with a handgun. And all I would say is to Morant, like, hey, if you're going to light something up, why don't you get one of those normal, Bic lighters? Don't choose a handgun as your choice of a lighter and have it in your hand and be out there on Instagram Live, because the reason why the NBA is taking this stance and also waited until after the NBA Finals to make this decision is because they don't want people talking about the association in the manner of a famous player, an incredibly talented player, being involved with firearms in a nightclub and anything to do with anything like that. They don't want the sponsors don't want it. The league doesn't want it. This is dollars and cents. This is a business, and he is fortunate to play a game that every kid would want to play, and he plays it incredibly well, and he's incredibly enriched for it. And with that, as Barkley pointed out, comes a responsibility and an understanding. I remember, again, when the current commissioner of the NFL came in, Roger Goodell, when he was the COO, he wasn't at all about law and order and anything like that. And he was known as the law and order commissioner when he came in because there were two stars of the game in Pac-Man Jones and also Chris Henry at the time that were involved in headlines that the league didn't want. And they didn't want sponsors to think that this is what the players in the league wants. The league wants to talk about the players as leaders in the community and in family. That's why the Walter Payton Man of the Year Award is the last one given out at the NFL Honors every year. The NBA would rather have you talk about Bradley Beal, not just a guy who gets traded to the Phoenix Suns to help them make them a championship contender, but because of the fact that he was the NBA's Community Cares Assist Award winner in 2019. for his work in sponsoring classes at Ron Brown College Prep. That's what the league wants you to talk about, their players, because that is who most, if not the lion's share, if not the large percentage of players in the NBA are all about. They don't want this to be associated with their league, and the sooner Morant understands that, the better it will be for him. And to me, what's 25 games? When did the Memphis Grizzlies play their 25th game last year?
Yeah, we looked this up, TJ, right? It's kind of the end of the first week of December.
Yeah. I mean, please. He's lucky. He'll be back there on Christmas Day. Yeah. Like, he's fortunate. And instead, there's somebody in his camp saying that this is the league has it out for him, and so does the media. Come on. That's an alarm bell.
Yeah.
The way I'm looking at it. So that's my 2 cents on that subject matter. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.